You're listening to a Destiny Park Media podcast.
We used to have a sound effect when we get into the main point of the show.
I think you're thinking of the Dadman.
I am thinking of the
as usual.
As usual.
You've never really moved on from that.
Well, I don't move on from Mad Men. Is really the issue.
I thought you were going to say I don't move on from anything.
Well,
nothing is over.
It's never over.
You're kind of that guy. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, so we've been talking about a certain series, a certain anime.
A series that has captured my attention. Let's say that.
Yeah, and mine as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe even a little bit more than your attention, I would say. Wow. I think from the sounds of it, sounds like JJK is more than just an admirer.
I'd say so.
Right?
I'd say so. So one thing that we're going to be doing from now on is every month we're going to be talking about like a specific series or a specific arc in a show.
Yeah.
And I wanted the first one we talked about to be one of my favorites of all time. Mm-hmm. This is the show is called Jujutsu Kaisen. Mm-hmm. And this is season 2, episodes 1 through 5. The Hidden Inventory and Premature Death arc. Right. So there's a slash between Hidden Inventory and Premature Death. Mm-hmm. And if you're listening right now and you're an Akira Slide fan, but you've not watched JJK before, I'll tell you this much. You could watch this before watching any of the rest of the series.
That's actually very true. Because
it's like a prequel, or it happens before literally everything else in this show.
Right.
So that's one of the cool things about JJK is the watch order. You can fuck with it a bit. And,
yeah,
it's not like you just have to do it by release date.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, spoiler alert from here on out.
Yep. As we move forward.
But so I'm the guy who's watched this arc several times. And Jala,
brand new to the arc.
This is your newbie, your newbie time.
Yes, you were emphatic that we watch it together. Mm-hmm. And, just to get real-time reaction of like what we were watching, especially from me, because, my journey to Jujutsu Kaisen and me finding a true interest in it and an enjoyment of it happened mid-season 1, and it held me throughout the end of season 1. And so, and obviously was boosted up by the movie Zero. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. And so going into season 2, I kind of knew, or at least I've been hearing from people, that this is the season to really get you. Mm-hmm. So generally, sometimes when people hear that information, they kind of come in with like these conceived notions. For me, I actually don't really come into situations like that. I kind of just watched and wait to see how I feel.
That's good.
I don't go in like, yo, I need to be blown away. I'm just like, what am I seeing? What am I feeling when I'm watching this?
I think that shows mental strength on your part.
Yeah.
Because it's tough sometimes when you keep hearing about this hyped movie like a Weapons or or a Barbarian. That's the same director, Zach Krager. But sometimes there are certain people on this earth that they hear a bunch of hype and then they create expectations in their mind of how they want the thing to go,
right? How
they want it to feel before they've ever, seen a frame of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's happened to me. It's happened to plenty of people. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to hear that you didn't have high expects for this.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I always come in with curiosity. That's kind of my main.
That's great.
My main thing. I go in curious. So
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. That having curiosity and positive intent, assuming positive intent of the
of the work,
the work, or going in good faith, I guess.
Sure.
So anyway, this is a prequel. One of the favorite characters of all the JJK fans is Gojo, Satoru Gojo.
Yes.
And he's the guy with white hair who looks like Kakashi from Naruto.
Baby blues.
And baby blue. Yes, the baby blue eyes.
You gotta mention the eyes.
6 of them.
Ooh.
6 eyes. He doesn't actually have 6 eyes.
Yeah,
But they call it the 6
technique.
Eyes. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But he's a good guy.
Pretty guy.
Pretty good.
Pretty good guy.
Pretty good guy. That's the first time I've used good guy for like an actual good guy.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but so I've made no secret that I love Gojo.
Yeah.
So this arc already had major points towards it for me.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's a prequel for him and Geto, who is his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the mysteries when you watch season 1 and JJK 0 is, God, how did these guys stop being best friends? Like in 0, Gojo calls him his best friend at the end of that movie. He doesn't say he used to be my best friend.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he says he's my best friend. Or the only one I ever had.
That's pretty actually amazing. You're right. I actually forgot to piece those two things together.
No,
he
so
still maintains that.
Yeah, after you watched that movie, I said to you, he still loves him.
You did say that,
and you were. I think you didn't know what I meant because I was coming at it from where I am, above you in the story. That's how people talk about stories.
Absolutely.
I'm above you in that.
Yeah,
ahead of you is the correct term.
Indeed.
So it was a mystery, and I think it's really cool that the way they released everything was season 1, 0, which talks about Geto and Gojo a little bit.
Yep.
And then right after that, season 2 begins with the full story.
Yeah, the full story of the crew
and how they fell apart.
And let's not forget
Shoko,
the
great Shoko,
the healer.
Yeah, who when she explains how healing works, does it in such a weird way that they have no idea what she's talking about. First you go phew, and then hoi.
This is by the way, you saying that is, I just flash back to Hermione telling them how to do Leviosa, or it's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very similar in her way she's like moving her hand and stuff like that. I was like, wow, that's a very...
yeah, that's right. You forget these are sorcerers.
Yeah.
They're magic users. So it is Harry Potter.
It is Harry Potter. We are watching Japan Harry Potter in real time.
Gojo is Sirius Black. No, I don't know.
Sirius Black's a cool character.
Yeah, when they killed him off, I quit Harry Potter.
That's the 3rd movie, I believe, yeah.
4th.
Oh, that's right. He didn't die in the 3rd.
Yeah, 4th.
Yeah. This guy knows.
I rage quit.
You rage quit at the 4th movie?
4th book. Man, no, that was an ultimate.
It's a deep cut.
That was an own right there.
He burned me right there. I feel burned.
4th book. Geto has a move in this where he has a finger gun.
Yeah, very Yu Yu Hakusho.
And that's why I did that to you.
No spirit gun style.
But so we're gonna break it down a little bit. In terms of why I enjoy this arc so much. But the story of the arc is Gojo and Geto are, and I'm going to say Geto, I'm going to say Geto.
Yeah, we all know who you're talking about.
Don't call attention to it.
How dare he say it that way and then say it the other way?
Well, yeah, it's tough. I never know how to say it.
We all know who
you're speaking of.
Yeah, Akaru's a great call.
I never forget when I rage quit, and I never forget mispronouncing a character's name.
There you go.
And it's good. It's good that I do that.
It's very good.
So Gojo and Geto are these two teenagers, 16 years old. They go to Jujutsu High, which is a school for sorcerers to basically become professional sorcerers and be able to attack curses.
Caretaking of people.
Exorcise curses.
Yep.
And curses are created by negative energy from people all over Japan. And it's like, they talk about it like seasonally. Like they say summer, there's going to be a lot of curses, or it's a light summer. I think before the get-together in season 1, when the two schools fight, they're saying that from spring to summer, there's less curses usually, because like kids are happy at summer and stuff. So
it's cool that how they build the world that way.
Yeah, they try to make it down to earth while also having these incredibly fantastical concepts like curses that take the form of like creatures and almost human-esque form.
Yeah, disfigurements.
Yeah. So, but Gojo and Geto, they are the strongest students at Jujutsu High. They have a fellow sorcerer named Shoko, who is also, I think they're second years in this.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I think so. So they're young, and
they're about the same age that the main crew of the show. Why am I blanking on his name?
Yuji.
Yeah, Yuji and his two other comrades.
Megumi.
Yep.
Megumi and Nobara.
Yep.
Kugisaki.
Yep. And so yeah, I think them being the same age, you kind of get a flashback of like how they were when they were teenagers. So it's really fun to see them kind of like having this fun banter, seeing them laughing a lot and like joking a lot and stuff like that. So it's really fun.
Yeah, and there's been people taking screenshots of like Megumi and Yuji in the latest episode and comparing them to Gojo and Geto.
Yeah, that's dope.
So there's a lot of callbacks throughout the show, a lot of echoes.
Yes.
But they are they're brought onto this mission to they're looking after a girl who's actually going to be merged with this creature named Tengen, who I guess creature might not be the right word.
Yeah,
this being named Tengen, who is so powerful that it is in charge of keeping the barriers up at Jujutsu High, which keeps out threats, keeps out certain cursed entities or what have you, barriers. And but this creature, this being, Tengen.
Mr. Tengen.
This being, its concern is that its cursed technique is immortality. And the problem is that as it keeps aging, it could evolve and become something, super far from human.
Right.
And closer to a, curse.
Right.
And the goal is that I think it's 500 years, a human is merged with Tengen to make... What happens is this human being merged, tips the scales back and makes Tengen more human,
right? And
staves off the evolution,
right,
for as long as possible.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Yeah, and there's two groups that both want to stop this from happening. One is the Q organization, and they are more of a chaos group,
right? Anarchists,
yeah. That they want Tengen to evolve and basically just fuck shit up.
Right.
Crazy people.
True anarchists.
Yeah, and then the second group is really kind of an interesting concept. It's like humans who worship Tengen, but are not sorcerers. And they don't want Tengen to evolve, they don't want Tengen to have anyone merge with them.
Right.
Because that would make Tengen impure,
right,
and not the being that they worship. So they have a ton of donators. So what they're doing is they're offering a huge bounty to someone who can kill the plasma spirit vessel.
Yep.
And this spirit vessel is like a 13-year-old girl. So they're trying to kill a little girl,
right,
in this arc.
Yeah, and this group is kind of similar to a Scientology energy vibe type of crew. So
totally,
yeah.
So it's a really bizarre plot. When I first watched this, I was already sold because it was about Gojo. But when I heard them talking about Tengen, I was like, "Is this even like a human being?
Right?
Is this someone, or is this an abstract thing,
right,
or something that how in the Bible the way they describe angels is kind of
very bizarre,
abstract, and hard to even comprehend.
Yeah, visually in your head. Yeah.
That's what I thought Tengen was in this arc, and I was really mystified, and I liked it. It reminded me of a David Lynch film. Honestly.
Sure.
But so that hook for the arc is great.
Right.
That these two teenage boys are in charge of protecting this middle schooler, and they get to know her, and they get to
they're basically bodyguards for them.
Bodyguards. Thank you. Yeah, they get all sorts of sorcerers attacking them.
They got the anarchist crew that's coming after them, which gets quickly handled by Gojo.
Incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
And then Geto handles the other guy.
Yep.
Pretends he can't hear him. Holds out his hand like, huh?
What are you saying?
And then right afterward, he like says, you could never, as if a curse user could make it as a farmer. And he goes, you can hear me. But right when he says that their main guy could like defeat Gojo, then he says, he looks at his phone, gets a text from Gojo. And it's a selfie of Gojo doing the peace sign and looking like super happy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cocky.
Is this your guy?
This him right here.
And he goes, yes. I don't think he says that, but then the main antagonist of the story.
Yes, this is a big deal for this. It's not a movie, but for this part of the arc
is Toji Fushiguro.
Yes,
and you look at this guy, and you go, this guy's built like a brick shithouse. He's the strongest character I've ever seen in terms of like muscle mass.
Yeah, definitely rivaling Toto. Is it Toto?
Yes.
Yeah.
Toto is. You're right. Toto is pretty jacked.
Both really big characters.
You know what it is? Toji wears tight shirts.
Very tight shirts. Yes, he does.
He can't afford new clothes.
No. So you got to show off the muscle too. The definition.
Toto just goes shirtless.
Yeah.
But or sometimes he'll pop the shirt off.
Yeah. He's all about the theatrics of it all.
True. That's why he's a hero.
Yes.
Because Toji is a villain. He's wearing his tight shirts and making you uncomfortable.
Really constrained.
Eating the worst food.
Super gambler.
I love that he's eating like these,
They're like, I saw them in Japan. I never had them.
It's like takoyaki or something.
Like takoyaki, exactly. And what didn't really appeal to me visually, so I never had them, but...
Oh, I've had it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah. So that means he's nice. No, I'm just kidding.
That means he likes good food.
That makes him relatable, and that means that I root for him.
He's a foodie. So.
He's a foodie. And he says, this body didn't happen by accident.
Yeah.
No, so he's the villain of the arc, and that's, if the last name sounds familiar, it's because that's Megumi's dad.
Yeah.
So
that was a shocker to me.
Yeah, it's weird. It comes out of nowhere. You're like, wait, they know each other?
Yeah.
How does Megumi's dad relate to this story? Are they kind of forcing this? You kind of wonder if they're like forcing all these connections.
Yeah, what's the point of it?
But there's a lot of cool stuff that happens through these connections.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to talk about the animation / artwork change.
So this was something that really popped out to me watching it as a new JJK fan. And watching season 1 and even the movie, honestly. You watch the movie Zero, really well animated, probably peak version of what season 1 is.
Agreed, yeah.
And then you get to season 2, episode 1, right off the bat. The camera angles are different. The tone is a little bit different. The sketching is even a little bit different.
The vibe is different because they are treating it almost like a horror film.
Yeah.
Like The Curse or The Ring type of film.
Yeah.
Very odd. When I first watched that, I'm like, wait, what is this?
Right.
Like, I'm like, is this the Gojo arc?
Yeah. What is this supposed to be? But
it's these two girls, and you're like, wait, is that Utahime from season 1? Okay, and then Mei. But it's a little disarming at first. And I like that when they showed a flashback that turned out to be like video on a laptop screen, they had effects going on the animation, so it legit looked like it was a video.
Yeah, like an old video playing.
Yeah, they do that a lot in season 2. The effects are incredible. But what I will treasure for my memories of doing this podcast is the moment where, after you had seen, like, it was probably 2 minutes of season 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
You said, this art is crazy. You said that like it's already like an upgrade.
Yeah. I was like, what? What happened to the show?
What the heck happened?
Right? Like it's a bad thing.
It wasn't like you were like raving, but you were just like kind of blown away, right?
Yeah, I was taken aback. Really, is really what happened. Like I was like, they were using different angles and things that none of the show or the movie had used yet. I'm saying it makes all the difference. The storyboarding they do in season 2 and beyond. Like there's creative shots that are from a character's like behind their foot, between their legs. You see so it creates this sense of like
what's lurking underneath them.
Very movie-esque is what the show starts as.
And by the way, the colors are much more muted in
I did notice that
in this arc. I think in the rest of the show, the colors get more fantastic and bright. But blue is a huge color in this arc. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention that the opening is incredible.
Yeah, super great.
It's been on several like greatest anime openings of all time lists. So people really love it. Theme song for the arc is Where Our Blue Is. It's by Tatsuya Kitani. And it's actually a song about Gojo and Geto.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
References the whole arc. So
okay.
Shout out to that. But so yeah, when I first watched, the Heavenly take two. When I first watched the Hidden Inventory and Premature Death arc, I was blown away by the animation as well. I'd gotten it spoiled a bit because I had seen clips on YouTube.
Okay, so you saw some moving clips of the show. Okay,
and actually the clips of the season 3 trailer and then the season 2 clips that I saw were what convinced me to finish season 1. I never told you this.
Oh, that's right, because you were at a point in the show where you're like, I could keep watching the show, but like, I'm not like pressed to keep watching.
Yeah, I had kind of given up on it.
Yeah.
And what happened is like, I saw the season 3 trailer and I'm like, this looks peak. What the heck?
What is this show?
And there was something in there that said to me, this is not just surface level. Like, it's not just like, because if a show looks great, but you can't connect to any of the characters, I'm still not going to like it, no matter what.
That's a really great point, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I said, I got to give it a chance because I at least want to see if this, I just have a hard time believing that people working on this show would put so much clear passion into it if it wasn't worth it, And
it's a really, really big show and fan base, so there must be something that everybody's latched onto it.
And it is Toji.
It's obviously Toji.
And I'm terrible with guys' names too. You bum. No, so what makes it come together for me is that the designs are much simpler. I'm always a big fan of getting rid of highlights, getting rid of excess shading and excess detail that's not needed, except for in pivotal moments. Like when the camera zooms in on a character, give me some detail.
Right.
But when the character is talking to another character, what they do in this season and this arc in particular is a lot of character acting. Yeah. Utahime, she makes so many great faces. When she's scared, her face is cutesy and contorted and ugly. Yeah. She goes through all sorts of emotions. Right. Mid-sentence. She'll just switch it up. Yeah. She's a teenage girl,
Very teenage girl. And what I noticed with the show is that I think the characters, I'm almost certain because I wouldn't have noticed it if it wasn't actually happening, I feel like. But all the characters are actually face acting a lot more.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah, so.
And the way they do that is by keeping the design simple. And sometimes there will be low frame rate moments for comedy. Sometimes there will be high frame rate moments for action. Yeah. But they're very conscientious of keeping things moving and flowing. Yeah. And fluid.
I think a face probably would change every 10 to 20 seconds. Maybe even less than that, to be honest. Yeah. Depending on the conversation of the characters and what they're talking about, what they're going through. So
yeah. And the designs for the characters, for the younger versions of them are just fantastic.
Yeah, super sharp.
Gojo, in season 1, I've told you this, it's not a popular opinion, I don't think, but there's shots of him in season 1 where he just looks really too pretty for me. And then it actually makes him kind of alarming to look at. Right. I don't like it. But,
a little stark.
But and they sometimes nailed it and sometimes they didn't. Right. Season 2, he looks great the whole time. They figured out how to do his hair. Yeah. Figured out how to do his eyes. His beautiful eyes.
How to nail his eyes.
Yeah. And Geto. He is a guy who has so many different designs. In season 1, he looks different. In JJK 0, he looks way different. His ears are huge in that movie. I'm not complaining about this, by the way.
I think these are really cool changes that they did.
And the changes match the character's journey.
Exactly. And that's why it's really cool.
And I just stole your thunder.
No, because I think that's why the show keeps giving you more to chew on.
Yeah.
They kind of get away from the surfacey stuff that was once the big thing that they were doing in the first season.
Yeah, this arc has a lot of visual storytelling.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Geto's trauma and his suffering is mostly on his face for all to see.
Yep.
He gets some dialogue in his head. Like, he opens the arc. It's him walking down a street saying that this summer was especially busy.
Yep.
And he teaches us that eating a curse, it's like eating a rag that has drenched in vomit and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I every time I watch that scene, I imagine that and I go, ugh.
And he's doing this like frequently eating it.
And the animation on him eating the curse, he has to like his throat expands with the orb that is the curse.
Yeah.
And just his face, you could see he's suffering with how awful it tastes.
Yeah. Really great visual storytelling.
And he has to do that thousands of times.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hating his job. Anyway.
He has a unique style that makes his job much more painful than, say, Gojo.
Yeah, Gojo, once he figures out that he is the honored one,
mm-hmm.
I think he had a great time. I think he
liked living in that space.
He did.
Especially as a cocky little teen.
Well, so in the beginning of the story, he says that we are the strongest about him and Geto.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the story, I think he's starting to say, I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
And
it's a shift.
Yeah. So they meet Reiko. That's her name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Riku or Reiko. I can't remember if it's an O or a
Riko. Riko Amanai.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that she's not too scared about being merged with Tengen.
Mm-hmm.
And, says, I may become Tengen, but Tengen will also become me. And she's putting on a brave face, but
this is a very young thing to do, by the way.
And she does like poses and does like Sailor Moon, finger stuff.
Very schoolgirl.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And Gojo and Geto are pointedly not listening to her. Gojo's showing Geto his phone wallpaper of some idol.
Yeah, yes,
which Toto would respect that.
Yeah, he would absolutely approve.
What kind of woman is your type?
Shout out to Toto.
Toto's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Megumi half to death, but
yes,
that's fine.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Megumi was asking for it.
Yeah, there you go.
I like personality. Shut up,
little punk kid.
Yeah, you're boring. So, but as they get to know her, this character who starts off being kind of like the annoying teenage girl character,
mm-hmm.
or middle school girl character.
Yeah.
She warms up to not just those two knuckleheads, because they are kind of twerps at the start of this story.
I think that's important to mention because the way we see Gojo and especially Geto
mm-hmm. So you say it well. You say Geto.
Yeah.
But you didn't say Geto. You said
it's because I'm Geto. Like really trying to sound like, and I listened to the dub. So I have listened to the dub, so I just hear the way they say his name. So I just go.
See, the dub, I feel like the dub says Geto.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be. I'll have to re-listen because actually I haven't really processed which one sounds the best.
I'm being super.
You got your magnifying. You got your magnifying glass, which
Sherlock,
is fine. Sherlock Holmes.
Paging Sherlock.
Geto here. No, I just think that the stark contrast you see between the relationship between Geto and Gojo is so drastic that it's really fun to kind of see them having fun together.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed their back and forth, and they're very competitive to each other as well.
And they have a little fight at one point about like Geto thinks that sorcery is about protecting the weak.
Yeah.
And Gojo, he's kind of annoyed by it.
Yeah.
He's saying, like, why do we have to put up a barrier when, like, who cares if humans see that curses exist?
Right.
And, he says, "Is that your moral argument?" When Geto talks about protecting the weak. Yeah. I thought you were going to say such a tease.
Such a tease. He's just being like a very, he's being Yeah, I can feel their youth as they speak to each other.
The youth.
Yes.
Well, one of the things Gojo says about Yuta in JJK 0, when the elders want him put to death, is he says, "No one has the right to take youth away from the young." And you can tell he's thinking about his youth.
Yeah.
And Geto's. And Riko's.
Yeah, and Riko's.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but they almost get into a fight about, like, one of them believes that it's morally right to protect the weak. And the other one believes that the strong, being strong is what matters, and who cares about, the weak.
And they're being dragged down by the weak.
Yeah. And what I love about this is that by the end of the arc, their positions have flipped. It reminds me, I bring this up a few times, but it reminds me of Tony Stark and Steve Rogers arcs in the MCU, where they start out being on one side of an issue, and they both oppose each other, and then they actually move to the opposite sides and oppose each other again. And it's like, God, why couldn't they just meet in the middle?
Right?
Oh, right.
Never happens.
Yeah, it never happens. In life, it's not like you can catch someone at the perfect time.
Right. Everything's timing based,
exactly.
Especially with these type of situations.
So Geto, through fate or whatever you want to call it, dealing with this Toji character, he starts to believe that sorcerers should not serve these lower beings anymore. Yeah, these, I guess you would call them monkeys.
Monkeys, if you will.
Frieza nods.
Yes, shout out to Frieza.
I love this.
Little monkeys.
That's the original dub. Frieza chiming in. This is great. So Frieza would love this show.
Yeah, he would, actually.
He would love the monkey stuff.
Yeah. He's like, that's a man after my own heart.
I see myself in this character. I see myself in this man. Yeah. Hold on now, wait.
He's a monkey too. He's sus.
Sorry for being sus. No, so we talked about animation.
Yeah, the animation was a big deal. Their friendship was really cool seeing during this arc. And then something happens in this arc, because it's only 5 episodes, but and 4 of them is like the bulk of it is about them and Riko. Yeah. Gojo, Geto, and Riko, and doing the protection thing.
Yeah, and they're trying to get Riko to Tengen, to get her to merge with Tengen. Yeah. And like, it's kind of a strange thing because she's not going to exist anymore after they merged with her.
Now, was it Gojo that was having weird, like, second thoughts about it?
So they both were.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about the series is that they don't show this conversation until right when Riko is at the gate before she's going to meet Tengen, potentially. Right. Yeah. But even before Gojo and Geto had their character growth and gotten to know Riko and they liked her, they opposed this idea.
Yes.
They said, what if this brat doesn't want to do it? Right. And it shows that even though they had a ton of growth in this arc, they still, at their core, were good people.
It's the youth, man.
Yeah. And they were, rambunctious and rebellious enough to say, if she doesn't want to do it, then we don't do it.
We don't do it, right.
And then Geto says, that might mean having to fight Tengen. And Gojo, in one of his greatest moments, says, "You scared?" And smirks at him.
Oh man, I love the youth cockiness, the invincibility piece, man.
But Gojo is the strongest.
He actually is invincible.
Not invincible title card comes up from the Amazon Prime show.
Yeah, there you go.
No, gosh, I have a hard time talking tonight.
No, you're good. I think
take 3.
Yes, take 3. I think the turning point of this arc is when they have to run into what's his name? Tenji? Tenji?
Made me think of Tenchi.
Yeah, Tenchi Muyo.
Tenchi Muyo shows up and he says, "I got a lot of girlfriends."
Tenchi Muyo.
No, so it's Muyo.
Yeah. Oh, Muyo.
Not Munyo.
This is my kid speaking now, because that's what I thought it was as a child. Tenchi Muyo.
Munyo.
Yeah, Munyo.
It's the moon.
Yeah.
So anyway, Take 4.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Here we go.
Muscle Man.
Muscle Man.
That's what I should call it.
Wasn't there like a muscle toy where you would like pull the guy apart?
Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. So the main antagonist of the arc is, people are like, you already said that. Just let me cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
It is Toji, who is Megumi's dad.
Yep.
Megumi, if you will. Mm-hmm. But he has this plot.
Yes.
This plot where he is sending all sorts of other sorcerers after Gojo. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care about Geto, doesn't care really about the kid all that much.
Yeah, not really.
But he's trying to get Gojo to be worn down. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what's he doing? Why does he want him to be worn down?
So you keep throwing people out.
Yeah, you think Gojo can't handle a bunch of scrubs? And Gojo does handle these people. But what happens is they also psychologically wear Gojo down.
Right.
And keep him... at this point, he's young, and he has these things called the 6 eyes, which that's when his eyes are glowing and they're blue, and he's like basically
always awake, always alert,
and he has a heightened sense. All of his senses are heightened by this, by the way. Right. But it's exhausting to have it on constantly. Right. And he
hasn't been sleeping.
And Geto calls him out and says, like, you've had your technique on the whole time, haven't you? And he's like, it'll be fine as long as I got you. Right. And he pounds Geto on the chest, kind of homoerotic. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Talk about homoeroticism.
But so you start to wonder, like, is this guy going to just sit on his ass and like watch horse races or boat races?
Yeah, he's just gambling for most of the arc,
eating junk food.
Yeah.
And you're like, why is he so ripped?
Losing money too.
Losing money. Yeah. By the way, when his friend catches him at the like racetrack. And he says, you've never won yet or something. And they have him have like a cute dot nose and a grumpy mouth. And he looks so funny.
That was the face change that, like, I don't know why that sticks out to me so much.
Too. Well, it reminds me of like Goofy's neighbor from Mickey Mouse, from the old Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
His like grumpy mouth and the dot nose. He looks so cute. He looks so cute in that moment.
So funny, yeah.
He's like, how dare you, I lose at gambling. Like, what JJK does so well is they show the villains in these moments of non-villainous behavior.
It's a humanistic piece.
And it's not like they're like trying to make you sympathize with them, but it's more like the mundanity
of life
and of evil, where you'll catch someone looking like a regular schmo.
Yeah. Derpy moments.
Yeah. And everyone gets them. Even the cursed spirits
have derpy
moments. They'll be playing in a park, or they'll be like playing soccer in Jujutsu Stroll with Gojo's head, or Jogo's head, excuse me.
Yeah.
But and you could argue Jujutsu Stroll isn't canon, but like a lot of the fun stuff of them playing like chess together or checkers, that's canon. They just goof around.
Yeah, these are the things that you don't see like in between fights or like long conversations about power and stuff like that.
Yeah, I always like imagine it sometimes ruins like slasher characters or horror characters when you imagine like what they do during like their daily life.
Yeah. I believe so too.
Like Jason Voorhees, does he like,
what is he doing?
Yeah, what does he do when he's not chasing after teenagers? And you imagine like just laying on a cot, and then like in the morning he gets up, stretches.
Yep. He does that signature get up.
That's him blowing on his coffee before he sips it. Still kind of hot.
Just waiting for the next kill.
Yeah, kind of bored. And we know Freddy does. We don't want to know what Freddy does, actually.
He's when you sleep.
Yeah, but the plan is to get the kid, Reiko, to Jujutsu High.
Yep.
They fought so many scrubs, and they actually at one point had to negotiate a hostage release, which is literally Gojo walking in and kicking these people while his hands are in his pockets.
That was very funny.
And you go, why did this almost happen off screen? Like they have the maid who's like a mother figure to Reiko. Her parents passed.
Yeah.
But she has this maid who raised her, a la Alfred. Yeah. From Batman. Mike's obsessed with superheroes today.
Yeah, you gotta love Batman.
Batman. I love calling him Batman. But this maid has raised her since her parents died.
Yeah.
and she gets kidnapped by like some of the church people, like the church that loves Tengen.
Scientology.
The Scientologists. No, so they could sue us. So it's not the real Scientologists.
Yeah, this is just like...
This is a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't sue us.
Wearing all white.
Elizabeth Moss sues us.
It's just like, I was watching your other show and I watched this one. I heard you talk about us.
You guys, your Thetan levels are super low. We got to fix that.
10,000 each for each of you.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Love your work, though.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thanks. But it's like, okay, why did they make it so easy to recapture the maid? Like, they save her really easily.
I actually like that storyboarding.
Me too. That it, like, happens... They literally talk to Reiko and they're like, listen, if it gets hairy, we're leaving you behind. You're not coming with us to negotiate and get her released. And then the next shot is them at the beach after, like, and it shows...
A quick slice of what happened.
But, like... It doesn't even show that until after the opening. You know?
Yeah, which is
like,
hilarious.
They talk to Reiko and say, like, it could get hairy, and the next shot is Reiko and Gojo leaping into the water at the beach, and then it shows the maid in, like, a swimsuit with Geto.
Yep.
Like,
and we're like, wait a minute, how did she get there? Yeah.
And then the opening starts.
Yeah.
Great gag. But you wonder, like, what the hell's going on? Like, when I first watched this, I thought, is this, like, really weirdly paced? Like, is the story...
like, what's happening?
It's so fast. Mm-hmm. And, it seemed like they got to Jujutsu High like relatively easily.
Yeah.
And they got when they got past the gate, I fell for it where they say, all right, this gate prevents anyone from, following us. Mm-hmm. Like, we're safe now. That's what the story said.
Yeah.
We're safe now. Gojo turns off his technique and his eyes go back to just being regular baby blue.
Right.
And he says, I never want to babysit a kid again. Like, I never want to get stuck doing this again.
Yeah.
Reiko smirks at him like, oh, you stupid jerk.
Right.
But, like, they love each other.
Of course.
They've gone through a lot in these days.
She's grown fond of him.
Yeah, and then a gigantic knife cuts through Gojo's chest. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I would say that was one of the most shocking moments I've ever had watching an anime. Because you never have seen Gojo get touched by anyone in this show.
That's the shocker. It's the shock. It's because they fight and stuff, but nobody really harms Gojo at all. So to see a knife through his chest while his friends are looking at him,
it's scary shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because, like, Geto is completely horrified. He loves Gojo.
Yeah.
And these poor humans are just like, what the fuck is happening? They said that we were safe.
Right.
It's a complete, like, unexpected moment. Because, again, I believed the show. The show told us again and again that the barrier, you couldn't get through if you were not a student or someone trusted.
Exactly.
But
who's holding that blade?
Toji.
Mr. Toji made it through.
Mr. Invisible Man, which he calls himself several times.
That's true.
He likes that.
Yeah. He's boosting himself up when he says
the Invisible Man.
And nobody can see me.
Yeah. So, but you see this guy fight and you go, he's like unstoppable. Geto has like a cursed spirit eat him.
Yeah.
And then he cuts out of the cursed spirit. And I got to tell you, sometimes when I was a kid and I was watching Godzilla lose fights, I would get mad. And that's how I felt watching Gojo fight Toji.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Gojo's the strongest. He should be kicking this guy's ass. What the fuck? And they say he has no cursed energy. So I'm like, how is this guy with no cursed energy able to do this shit?
Toji was on a different level, man.
He's a beast. No,
I was like, yo, who is this dude?
Right.
Super nice.
He changes the power scaling of the whole series because you see him able to fight these special grade sorcerers. Mm-hmm. Both Gojo and Geto are special grade, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they say that explicitly?
Yeah,
okay.
They did. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So the fact that he's able to take them down with like almost ease is insane.
Yeah.
Now Gojo, this is where the sore loser in me comes out. Gojo had been worn down.
Yes.
Not just physically by having the technique on for days, but also mentally. One of the best lines in the arc is when him and his friend, Toji and his friend, are talking about how everything went. Mm-hmm. And he says, hey, why did you let them get the maid back so easily?
Right.
And the guy says, I figured that the relief of success would actually be more psychologically draining than continued frustration.
Wow. He really was a mastermind of the whole thing, man.
That was Toji's friend, though, who said that. But Toji...
executed it.
Yeah, executed it perfectly.
Yeah.
And trusted him in a way, you know.
That's brilliant, though.
They both trusted each other, and also they both kind of are like, you know, this guy's fucking annoying.
Right.
I love that Toji's friend says, you know, I've decided I'm not going to see you unless we're working or we're in hell.
Right.
Wild statement. Toji tries to get him to hang out after everything. Mm-hmm. He's like, why don't you take me to dinner?
Yeah, let's go eat.
And honestly, after that scene where he tries to hang out with the guy and the guy says no, I tell you, I see loneliness on Toji's face.
This is what I'm saying, man. So Toji is a character.
Let's get deep with Toji, because I think we both had some interesting thoughts about him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he is able to best Gojo. He gashes him from his neck to his like lower chest cavity.
Yep.
Just a giant cut, and then he stabs him in the face too.
Yep.
And Gojo looks dead. He looks quite dead.
He's laid out. He's bleeding out.
Yeah, not blinking, not breathing. Mm-hmm. He seems to be gone. And Toji is able to shoot Riko. And what makes that so unbelievably sad is Geto
is having this conversation,
heart to heart with her.
Yeah,
that's where we mentioned earlier that Gojo and Geto had decided that if she doesn't want to merge with Tengen, then they wouldn't let it happen.
I think he found
that was before they were fond of her too.
Yeah, that's very true.
And now they're so fond of her, and he waited until they were at that spot to say to her, "Unless you don't want to." He drops it on her, and she looks at him like, "What?"
I thought that was fly. I mean,
oh, it was so great.
Yeah,
I hoped she would be free. You know.
Yeah, she was close. She was real close.
And it's so she decides, like, you know, she thought she was special. She thought she could handle being this plasma vessel.
Yep.
But she realized, I'm going to tear up. She realized that she still wants to spend more time with everyone. She wants to spend time with her mother figure who loves her.
I mean, she's 13 for goodness sake.
The way she yells, I love you and I always will. Mm-hmm. And I always have, I think she said.
Yeah. That was
beautiful.
Very beautiful. I think, you know, that's what I love. They can really kill a character, not kill a character that beloved in such a short period of time.
Yeah. Well, and I love that even from day one, they were snots, Gojo and Geto, but they were good kids. Like even from moment one, when they first meet the maid and she says, like, I've raised her since her parents died. Geto says, then your family. You know, he says it, and he's not trying to be like,
that wasn't sarcastic.
No, and he's not like putting on airs or trying to be like a good guy. He's just saying like, well, then your family.
Yeah, you must be family.
Yeah, and so from there, the rest of the show treats her as, you know, her mom, dad, you know, whatever.
It's really great.
Her parental figure.
Mm-hmm. The one and only.
And she gets to kick ass when there's like a fight scene going on. She has like this
great fighter.
She has some strength.
Yeah.
Like Geto,
they were surprised by it.
Geto says, "You're strong," which that's crazy to have a sorcerer call her strong.
Yeah. She's doing real shit.
That's a huge earning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so she reveals that she wants to stay, you know, alive.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be a part of this Tengen.
And she holds out her hand, or rather, Geto holds out his hand.
Yeah. And
she starts, you know, she's crying, she's wiping away her tears. Mm-hmm. She smiles. She's happy. Mm-hmm. She's reaching out her hand to him like they're about to go home.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, a shot rings through.
Yep.
And
straight to the head.
Mm-hmm. Immediately, she's dead.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a second to process anything.
No.
So fucked up. And falls over to the ground. And what's really sad is it happens so realistically where it hits her and she's still falling and Geto is still smiling.
Face is still smiling because they're in that moment together.
Less than a split second.
Yep.
And
gets ripped away from him.
And then his mouth slowly turns to complete horror.
Yep.
And Toji says, okay, job's done. So casual. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even think about hurting or killing Geto.
Yeah.
He says, you know, you're free to go.
So careless.
And the fight between Geto and him is so interesting because Geto is such a sorcerer. He
is very much so.
swallows cursed spirits and then has a huge hidden inventory.
Mm-hmm. Hidden inventory
of cursed spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bringing them all out against him. There's like a Cyclops giant guy.
Yeah.
There's a almost Sadako. Sadako, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like from The Ring.
Yeah.
The woman with the long hair.
Yeah, that's right. That was a character in there, yeah.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
Am I pretty? And then Toji, I love when he says, first, we got to give... Well, I think I said we were going to go deep on Toji.
Yeah, Mr. Toji.
So let's just say that Geto and him have a fight that's incredibly animated, and
fantastic.
They're both a bad match for each other because he's a sorcerer,
mm-hmm.
and Toji has no cursed energy.
Yep.
So he's pure physical power and speed.
Right.
And also, he has done his research, which is part of where we're going to go deep.
Yep.
He's done his research on what all these techniques do.
Yeah.
And since he can brute force through this stuff, he clowns on Geto.
Yeah, man.
It's an awful thing to witness, especially his final move, which is so cool. I hate Toji. I hate to admit this, but his final move against Geto is so cool.
Yeah.
Where he takes the sword and slashes him across the chest in an X formation.
Yep.
And then goes, and then kicks him, and blood gushes out from him.
Crazy, yeah.
Just styles on him.
Yeah, it's a wild technique and a wild move.
And the only reason he doesn't kill Geto is because he has all these cursed spirits inside him. So if he killed Geto, he might actually be in trouble with a ton of cursed spirits coming out at once.
I didn't even think about that piece.
Yeah, he mentions it briefly.
Got it.
And then he says, like, he wishes him good luck in the future. And remember that, in your quietest moments, I think he says that you lost to a monkey with, 0 jujutsu.
Big line.
Like yeah.
Big line.
Yep. And so Toji is a very good villain.
Really good.
I hate him, but he's a great villain.
Mm-hmm.
And Jala and I have gone deep on what makes this guy tick. So he's part of the Zenin clan.
Yep.
Which is one of the 3 main clans. There's the Kamo clan, Gojo clan, and Zenin clan. These guys are the most restrictive and elitist clan.
Yeah, the Zenin clan.
Yeah, and they are super old school, and I think that
obsessed with cursed energy.
You must have cursed energy. Yeah. Maki is treated like shit because she doesn't have cursed energy.
Right.
Can't even see it without glasses.
Cast it out pretty much because of these things.
He was literally cast out.
Yeah.
And he for whatever reason, he let them live. He did not destroy the clan.
And we got to talk about what gives him these powers. Yeah. Why is he this powerful?
Heavenly restriction. It's basically you win some, you lose some. That's the short version.
Yes.
So because he has no cursed energy, fate or the heavens or God or whatever you want to believe in this show, deigns that he has incredible speed beyond any human's capabilities, and most sorcerers' capabilities.
Yeah.
And power as well.
Yep.
And he can see cursed energy and cursed spirits. That's interesting. Maki can't, but he can.
Yeah, through probably a lot of that heavenly,
Well, his eyes are. They mention that his hearing and his eyesight is also better because of this heavenly restriction.
Yeah, the sense is just amplified to the 10th degree.
Yeah,
if not more.
But despite him having an incredible gift, the way of sorcery and the way of the Zenin clan was you have no cursed energy. You're out of here.
Garbage. You're garbage.
You're true garbage, yeah. And this character, the tragedy of the character is that instead of seeing how strong he was, they called him the sorcerer killer. Mm-hmm. So I assume he's killed sorcerers before.
Of course,
and for bounties usually.
Yeah.
That's why he has this relationship with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of taking this and going, you know what? I should go to Jujutsu High. Think about that. He could have been a Junpei thing where he could have gone to Jujutsu High.
And taken in. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I know. And instead of doing that, instead of, seeing a therapist, he internalized the things they said to him and believed them. He thinks he's I think he truly believes that
he's nothing.
He's garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I feel bad for him. I don't. But I think he thinks that they're right about him and that the sorcerer system is correct. But he's trying to cause chaos
because of that.
Hurt people because of it.
Yeah. It's trauma and acting out, really.
Yeah. It's unresolved childhood trauma or young adult trauma.
You're right.
And he did meet Megumi's mom and seemed to change and seemed really excited to be a father. But when his wife died in childbirth,
another traumatic incident.
Yeah, he kind of reverted into what we see now, and he doesn't even think about his son that much. Like,
I think he doesn't. I think he thinks he doesn't deserve a son.
Yeah,
if you really think about it,
because it's his son was a gift from his wife.
Yeah,
his wife's gone.
His wife's gone. Why do I deserve this
a gift? Now that's an archaic way to put it, but
but we get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like a gift fate provided.
Oh yes, a life gift, if nothing else.
And Megumi has like the 10 Shadows technique, which is like a super huge sorcery technique, and so he sold his son. Like once his technique comes to fruition, I think is the deal to the Zenin clan, which is like
to the same clan that. I mean, I know that your son now fits within the same, I know that his son fits within what the Zenin clan would love to have. And so he's basically just giving, it's almost like a swap. It's like, well, you didn't accept me, but here's my son. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think he probably was under hard times at that point. And he's like,
struggling.
And his self-worth, as we've talked about, is so low. He probably thought, you know what? This will be better for the kid.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be with a bum like me, a heavenly. What's the heavenly
restriction?
Heavenly restriction guy. Like, I have no cursed energy, and this heavenly restriction thing really interests me quite a bit. You've seen more of the show than I have, so I hope that later on we get into more detail, like kind of what this is, just more explanation of like how it compares against. Cursed energy and because it's really interesting to me, like the juxtaposition between the two things, that you can have immense power on one end of the spectrum, you can obviously have immense power on the other end. I think that's really interesting.
There's a few people who have heavenly restriction.
Yeah.
And you'll find out more in episode 6, I think.
Okay.
Beautiful. Which is right after the
the 5-piece.
Yeah. So I find Toji really fascinating. I don't. I keep saying I hate him, but I think I just hate
what he became.
I hate what he became. I hate his actions. But in terms of being an on-screen presence, he's got it, man.
He's really great.
He's got something where you really enjoy seeing him.
Yeah.
And it's not just his muscles, because the muscles they do help.
Yes, definitely help him.
And he's so funny. Like when that crazy guy, they bring Riko's body body to him. This 13-year-old girl, drop her on the table, and this guy delivers this whole spiel about like how their church has taken tons of donations, how they didn't think they could actually stop the plasma vessel.
Yep.
And hopefully like Tengen doesn't go rogue and go nuts, but if it does, then that's a risk they're willing to take, blah blah blah. And after the guy delivers his speech and is excited about bringing the dead body out to show the crowd, Toji looks at his friend and goes, "Ooh."
This guy's crazy, man.
He does the crazy finger that's spinning around towards your head to indicate that person's crazy. And the guy adjusts his tie and he nods like, like they're having a bro moment.
Yeah, that was very funny.
While they're like, they just delivered a dead body of a 13-year-old girl.
Well, this is the thing, man. They add a lot of layers to the characters. These guys aren't like paper cutouts of bad guys.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm always angry, or I'm always in dark shadows. Like, I don't laugh.
I think that people didn't realize that she was like an actual. I think they dehumanized her.
Oh yeah, they're gonna dehumanize a vessel.
They didn't understand like for. It's very true to real life. It's like something they didn't understand. They just said, we're going to dehumanize her.
Right.
This is not a real person. Right. So that's why they're able to just easily, he just shoots her right in the head.
Like there's nothing before or after this. This is just like an entity.
He doesn't even stop to think like, hey, I just killed a teenager.
Yeah, I stopped her life.
I just killed this young woman, her mom, or the maid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her surrogate mom.
And then I just killed a 13-year-old. Now, to the NSA agent listening, I'm talking about an anime, speaking hypothetically. I did not do that.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
No, I didn't see it.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's Jujutsu Kaisen. You should check this out too, NSA agent. It's a great arc.
Yeah, we didn't use... Yeah, there wasn't any...
10-4.
10-4.
10-4, good buddy.
We're clear.
All right. Cool arc.
Cool arc. Over the walkie-talkie.
Beep.
That's good.
But yeah, and after, his friend says, I only want to see you doing a job or in hell. He's walking out of there, and this is the moment, like we talked about with horror villains, where it's like, what do they do once the job is over, once they're done chasing people? And him walking out of that church and walking down that golden road, he looks lonely. I think he looks lonely. I think he leads a meaningless existence, it seems like.
And I honestly think his actions prior also weigh on him very heavily. Yeah, even though he doesn't act like that, but...
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, he brings this up, but waiting at the end of that golden road, all of a sudden he holds his hand out because the sun is so blinding. And who does he see but Mr. Gojo Satoru? He's back.
I thought he was dead, Mike.
Yeah, I thought so too. Well, it's so funny to watch this arc because, like, the tension should not be there when Gojo is slashed up, because you're like, Gojo's in season 1.
Right.
We know he's fine.
Right.
He's in JJK0.
But they still hold it.
Somehow it still is really confusing and frightening to see. And I'm like, did he die?
I think they really pull you into the story that they're telling in this arc so much so that you're not really thinking about season 1 stuff.
Yeah, that's the sign of a good prequel. It's like you don't even care that you know the character's going to survive.
Exactly.
You still are living in that moment with them because you care about them.
You are in the moment, yep.
Gojo shows up and says, like, this is the first time Toji is not in control. Like,
yes,
through this arc, he's been chill.
Yep.
Confident, and everything's gone according to plan.
Measured.
And all of a sudden, he sees this guy who he thought was dead, and his face is gold.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like, what the fuck?
I killed you!
Yeah, and Gojo is blathering on like a lunatic. He's like...
He's high.
Yeah, and he says he's high.
He's high.
And Gojo is high. You can see in his eyes, like, oh god, this guy's messed up. But Gojo, it's the most incredible fight I've ever seen, because... it's not even like a fight. Like, Gojo is like in another world.
He's in a fugue state.
Yeah, and he's like the knives come towards Gojo, and they like he's like looking past them almost, but then he dodges like Ultra Instinct Goku. Yeah, and he starts floating up in the sky, and not just floating, but like almost doing a backstroke in the air, floating, and Toji. All of a sudden, something happens, and he goes, "Something's off." I literally got shivers saying that. Yeah. So he says, "Something's off." The screen goes black for a second. He's spinning this chain with a knife at the end of it. Yep. And he's like, I'll just ignore it. And then Gojo, as he's in midair, he looks down on him like a god. Yep. True like, god, yep. He's not, like, mad. He's not, like...
Doesn't feel really anything. Besides bliss.
Yeah, because he says, "I'm sorry, Riko, like, I hold no grudges against anyone." Yeah. And he's just there. Like, it's weird, because, like, you would think he'd be mad and trying to like, avenge Riko and avenge Geto, because he doesn't know if Geto's still alive or not. No. But he just, like, he's just there.
Now, this is all coming from the fact that Gojo, being near death, doing a technique that he had not mastered yet.
Reverse curse technique.
The reverse curse technique. And he actually did it within that dire moment.
Yeah, because right when he got stabbed the first time in his chest, or in the neck, actually.
Yeah, in the neck, yep.
He stopped defending himself and focused only on that technique. So that's how he did it. Yeah. That's why when it happens, he doesn't even try to, like, grab the knife or stop him. He's just standing there.
He's only focusing on trying to nail this technique.
And he barely does it. And he says, the only reason you're about to lose is because you didn't chop my head off.
I'm not sure you didn't chop his head off. So I think, truthfully, after that, you get this high of accomplishment, but you also get the high of, like, unlocking this new thing that he can now access. So he's just completely in this state of euphoria.
And earlier in the arc, he tried to do red on some guy, and he couldn't do it. And he said, "I failed." And it's a great moment because he has just explained how Limitless works, and explains the tortoise and Achilles, and nobody knows what he's saying. Jala and I both don't know how the technique works yet.
I'm still quite not exactly sure how.
I've been watching the show for months. I don't get it yet. It's
I even asked a friend of mine who's also watched and I think read the manga. I said, "Can you describe Gojo's power to me?" And he says, "Honestly, all I can say is that he's that dude."
You gotta introduce me to this guy.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, because he was talking about. I feel like he has like some like fourth dimensional powers or something. A lot of his powers have to relate to like space and time and red and blue shifts in light, and that's all like space related things.
Hollow purple.
Yes, hollow purple.
So what's interesting about this fight is I would call it like beautifully pointless because he's not avenging Riko. He doesn't know if Geto's alive or not, but he's not even like in an emotional place. And Toji, he doesn't really know why he's doing it either in the moment. Like he just like starts fighting him. And Gojo is not in a place to deny anything. He's like, sure, why not?
Yeah, good.
Dodges the chains. But why? The reason why I say it's beautifully pointless is because neither person really knows why they're doing it. But it's beautiful because that's how it works sometimes.
It's a dance.
Yeah. The reason why they're doing it is because they're both like, I think they both respect each other in that moment in this weird way.
And they're truly at odds.
Yeah. But the job is over,
Yeah, the job is over. What's the fight for, right?
Riko died.
You're so right. Actually, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So, and Toji says, I should have said, I don't do any work for free and gotten out of there.
Right.
And for some reason he didn't. And it's because some part of him wanted to prove that he could beat the Six Eyes, that he could beat the strongest sorcerer of the modern age.
And mind you, he's been watching Gojo since he was a child.
Yeah, there's that flashback right after he stabbed him. He goes, I went to see the child born with the six eyes. And never before or since has anyone noticed me behind them. So he was curious about this Six Eyes kid and sort of like, he didn't stalk him, but he was like, checking him out.
Yeah, this is like a really pivotal thing to like him taking this mission.
Yeah, he wanted to take Gojo down.
And maybe even thinking about how he could attack this kid later in life. Maybe he's always been plotting against him.
Good point.
Yeah, like
that's why it's such a good plan.
Because he's been thinking about it for...
It pisses him off that...
How many years?
That this kid, who was just a child, was able to sense him.
It's like, fuck.
And he's like, I gotta figure out how to take this guy down, hypothetically.
Yeah, how do I take him down?
He's just a kid, but as soon as he's a Jujutsu High student, yes, it's almost creepy when you put it that way.
Yeah, he's always been watching him.
Yeah.
Speaking of watching.
I don't know if he's always been watching.
Of course, he's got his own trauma and things that happen.
He visited once, and it stuck with him forever, which is almost worse.
Yeah, that too. Like, actually not even physically watching him, but just being haunted by the idea.
And then as soon as, he got into his orbit, which that brings me back to their fight. It's all about orbit.
Yep, space.
And by the way, the line, what is the line? I want to make sure I get it right.
From who to who?
From Gojo to just he's kind of monologuing to himself.
Sure.
I alone, through heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one.
Big shit talk.
Yeah. It's an incredible line. Like, when that came out, I think I saw people posting it online all over. It's like, it's an incredible line.
Bars.
Yeah.
Super bars.
And the honored one. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like smiling. And, but Toji says, something's off. And he realizes that, like, he wants to prove himself. And he wants to beat the Six Eyes. And, he says, it was at that moment that I had already lost.
I think the fear actually struck him.
God damn it, yeah. Yeah, something's off is his being afraid.
Yes.
Wow. Good point. Yeah, I just love that he says it like 3 different times. Something's off.
The character is so interesting. This is the thing with Toji is so interesting is that he probably hasn't been fearful because of he knows what he can do personally, even though he has the shame and stuff of not having any cursed energy, but he probably never really felt a lot of fear against anything.
And he created the monster in front of him. He awakened Gojo to become the Honored One and become the beast that we know today.
That's true, man.
That's why Gojo, in some weird way, like, owed him. And that's why at the end he's like, he's kind of like, just like, he seems to be respectful of the guy. Like, he's like, in the dub, I actually really like the dub delivery here. He says, do you have any last words you'd like to say? And Toji is like, not really.
Yeah.
And then he thinks of his son and goes, in a few years from now, my kid's going to be sold to the Zenin clan. Do with that what you will. So he's still... They're both being tough guys right now.
What a line, though, honestly.
Do with that what you will.
They were really having a really big talk back and forth to each other. Do with that what you will.
It's a big scene. It's so much of what's going on in that scene is not in the dialogue, but it's in Gojo. He's up in the air when he kills Toji.
Yes.
And Toji, he has a hole in the side. His arm's gone. Part of his stomach is gone. And he pathetically reaches
for his side
and goes through his bleeding, ribs. Yeah. Or like it's a bleeding hole.
Yeah, it's blood just kind of dripping all over his arm.
I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah. It's very, like, it's pitiable, like, in that moment. It's very sad.
Yeah.
And so Gojo, who's been up in the air, like, high up in the sky, delicately lands on the ground, so he's on the level with him and looks him in the eyes and said, do you have any last words?
Yeah.
And he wants to honor his last words because he put up an incredible fight and made him a better sorcerer.
Yeah.
I think he owes him a debt in his mind.
Yeah, for sure.
And also he's like, I think he's a decent person, Gojo.
Yeah.
He asks people for the last words, I think, some other times too in the show.
How nice.
Yeah, good guy. Good guy.
Indeed. So I think we have to get to the changing of Geto. We've kind of alluded to it already where...
And I have one last question after we get to the change of Geto.
Yeah. I think... Oh, after that?
Yeah.
So I think once Toji has been eliminated, Geto finds that Gojo is actually alive.
Yeah.
But more than just alive, like he's on I think this is the separation actually happens here.
Yeah, it does.
Because Gojo's here and now Geto's like, whoa, this is...
You're right. They don't hug.
No.
Like when Geto sees that Gojo is still alive, Gojo's in the middle of holding Riko's body and he's in that church and they're all cheering. And Gojo, he says, I'm glad you're alive or something like that.
Yeah.
But he says to Geto, like, could we kill these people right now?
Yeah.
So he's starting to come back down to earth from the high.
He is.
And he's getting pissed that everyone's cheering for the death of Riko,
Yeah.
And Geto says, it wouldn't mean anything. Like, doing that wouldn't mean anything. Gojo says, why would it have to mean anything? So they're starting their divide right here, like you said.
Yep, right in this scene.
But the interesting thing is when Geto says that, he looks regretful, and he looks like he doesn't really want to believe what he's saying.
But this is him going this back and forth between, I am angry that I have to be a sorcerer and I have to just keep suffering to help the weak.
Yep.
But I also hate that I have to be a sorcerer, and so I'm against myself feeling this way, but I feel this way.
And that's the end of the hidden inventory arc.
Right.
And the next episode is called the Premature Death.
Yes.
And it's all about, if Gojo was the main character of the first 4 episodes, main character of this last episode is Geto.
Easily. And this episode, Geto's whole demeanor, voice, facial expression, not even facial expression, but just overall face this is trauma on his face.
His mood. Well, I shouldn't say his mood. His demeanor has gone totally different. Like,
this is not the fun-loving guy that was hanging with Gojo in the last a couple episodes.
Yeah. He's depressed as hell.
Yeah.
His face is so muted. And there's that scene where Gojo is showing him and Shoko, like, hey, I can activate my technique automatically. It runs in perpetuity, and it takes little energy.
Yeah.
And Geto is just watching that, and he's kind of like not
really responsive to it.
No, and Gojo asks if he's okay, and he looks like he lost some weight. But
he's not sleeping either.
Yeah, he's not sleeping. And over the course of this episode, it's been revealed that Geto, he's having a busy time of like eating a bunch of cursed spirits. He's getting kind of seemingly resentful of the fact that he's on his own a lot.
He's eating shit, literally.
Eating vomit and shit. And he's doing these solo missions, and Shoko isn't going out for missions anymore. And Gojo, he's the strongest, and society is now just having him do stuff on his own because he's so strong.
The band is broken up.
Yeah, that's a good point. That it's like the innocence died along with Riko.
Yeah.
And he had to grow up too fast, and he didn't get to process what happened at all.
No, he just took trauma after trauma incident, and then the separation piece is a really bad thing to add to the traumatic experience.
I haven't seen people talk about that, but I think him being isolation added a ton to like what would eventually happen.
Because Gojo's a great counterpoint to Geto's feelings, and you see that in the first episode of the first season where Geto goes off on his thing again. Gojo tries to push back against what Geto's saying, and then they have this interesting...
It's a meeting of the minds.
Thank you. The meeting of the minds. They meet in this middle place, and they can balance each other out pretty well.
It's true. Well, and just having a friend you can talk to about stuff is important. And I think it almost seems like they don't talk about that incident anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
But the trauma weighs on both of them. It's not just Geto. But it starts to... like, you start to see other stuff that happened with Geto. Like, there's that Habari guy who is like kind of a nice... I called him like an Ippo type.
Oh, the
character.
kid, yeah.
Yeah, where he's very simple. Like, what you see is what you get. Where, and he's like happy-go-lucky. But he seems to like brighten up even Geto a little bit, where like they're sitting next to each other, and he's like, Habari, why did you become a sorcerer? And he's like, I never really thought about it. Like, just a very simple...
It's a young...
salt-of-the-earth type of kid.
Yeah.
And he's like really hoping he can show off for Nanami, because Nanami is like a fellow student of theirs, and the goat. But he's a friend of his.
Right.
And, but at one point he's like, I think I'm a pretty good judge of character. And he says, and yet you're saying that next to me. Like, Geto is feeling bad. He feels like he's a bad guy already. And he's like, what do you mean? This poor Habari guy was given a clue from Geto that he's like going through some bad stuff.
Yeah. So he's in this hole.
Yeah. And
this depression hole.
He meets a woman that's on your screen right now.
Yeah.
Sort of a Yuki Tsukumo.
I'm a big Yuki fan.
Another special grade sorcerer. I'm a fan of hers too. She's not a perfect character.
Oh, I was gonna... This is like a side thing. Without saying much besides yes or no, does she show herself again?
You better believe it, buddy.
Yes. I need more Yuki.
You better believe it, buddy.
Because obviously we have her student, Todo.
Yes.
And Toto's a funny guy, and but very powerful as well. But his swagger comes from Yuki.
Yeah, and that's cool. I don't see many shonen have like
the female be like the
I mean, her catchphrase is, "What kind of woman do you like best?" Like,
and this is what he carries on. Toto carries the same. Yes, the legacy. Yep.
But she asks it, I think, to
check the temperature,
to bring people out of their shell a bit. I think, whereas he's asking because he does not want to get bored, and if you bore him, he will hurt you. I think. By the way, I thought about this earlier today. Yeah. I think that if Toto asked me that, he would like my answer. I think
like mine too.
Yeah, I think we'd be okay.
Yeah. I think we definitely.
I'm gonna hurt you.
I'm gonna hurt you. Are you sure?
That'd be so scary. That's a good creepypasta idea.
Right. A creepypasta.
He's in your house and he's like, "What kind of woman do you like best?
What kind of women do you like?
How'd you get in here? Answer me. Don't be boring.
Don't be.
Or you'll be dead."
No, I think Yuki. So this scene right here with Yuki.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but they do a great job of letting her be a goof.
Yuki.
Yeah, she's a special grade sorcerer, and yet she
is goofy in that scene. Yeah,
she's goofy because Geto says, "Wait, you're the Yuki Tsukumo?" Mm-hmm. And she goes, "Ooh, I like the sound of that. What do they say about me?" She has glowing, huge eyes and a huge smile. Yeah. And then he says that you're like a good for nothing who doesn't do any missions and goes off on her own. And she just like the color drains and her face shrinks. And she's so angry. Well, or like just like shocked.
Yeah, she's shocked by it. She was expecting some praise.
She leans back in the chair and goes, "I hate Jujutsu Kaisen." She becomes a cartoon like caricature.
I love the human aspect of these characters. Is really great.
But you're going to talk about the fact that they start talking about like what to do about curses. That's the question: is what to do about curses?
Yeah, because Geto's having this confliction in his mind, and it's tearing him up.
He's caught in the middle. He's caught between two worlds to choose.
I think honestly, he's leaned on one side and is fighting against that.
He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared about it. He doesn't want to go that way.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this psychologically, being stuck like and constantly trying to figure out between two choices is one of the worst spots to be in. Mm-hmm. The paralysis analysis, or take two analysis paralysis is really hard on someone, and it's exhausting. And for something like this, he's like, I think he's like struggling with mental health, so he's feeling so scared that he could do it. Like he could go to this other side of. His plan is to, remove all non-jujutsu sorcerers, so all human beings from the world.
Yeah. This is the dilemma.
But he's trying to. He's like Ben Solo from the Disney Star Wars films, because he's conflicted between the light side and the dark side.
Right. Very similar.
Yeah, and he just wants peace, even if it means choosing the dark side.
Yeah, and Yuki's sitting and listening to Geto kind of go back and forth about this idea, and Yuki has a really interesting take. Her angle when talking to Geto, because I don't think she realizes where Geto is like. I don't think she realizes that he's really far gone.
Yeah, she doesn't realize it's how serious this is.
The seriousness is not there. So the way she's having this conversation with him is a very casual, philosophical conversation.
Yep, she thought it was a philosophical conversation, a hypothesis of his.
Yes, a hypothesis. And then she's saying, well, by the way, like...
You could do that.
Yeah, if that was something that could be done, actually could be, what would happen is you would remove, you'd have to, someone powerful, they'd have to remove them, and then it would just be all sorcerers. But then if it were all sorcerers, it'd be a situation where there really wouldn't be that many curses, if at all. So it's doable.
Yeah.
And then she kind of just goes on about her business.
And she said that those two sides are both options for you.
Yes.
And it's up to you to choose what type of person you want to be.
Right.
Like, they're both options.
Yeah.
I think what she says actually makes a lot of sense, and it's not dumb, but she didn't take him seriously.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary stuff, man.
Yeah, and I think the fact that
it's relatable.
Is very relatable, one. And two, I think, what's funny? I think she might have even thought that her saying that, she probably thought...
She thought she reached him.
Like, I'm saying that there are two options, but you'll go with the right decision.
No, she's not taking that moment seriously. And she thinks, we've all had that moment where we're questioning whether we want to do this anymore. But she knows, like, Jujutsu High is a good school, and I just talked to this kid and said, that's just something you're considering.
Yeah.
You could do one way, you could do this way, but it's up to you to decide. And so she's saying it's up to you, so you'll make the right call.
Yeah, and maybe even thinking about him like, well, even if you were to go the other way, you're probably not even capable of doing that.
True.
I mean, these are all thoughts that could be happening simultaneously while she's speaking to her. And she's, like I said, she's a very fun-loving character. So.
I think it's a great example of a character who thinks they're doing the right thing. and who has unfortunately just dropped the ball in a major way. You know, I love
interesting,
her.
Man. I think she's great.
Like, I don't begrudge her for it, but it's a moment where I think she was the wrong person to talk to him that day. Just a timing thing.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Like, if Principal Yaga had talked to him, maybe something.
Gojo even.
Gojo, yeah. Gojo was off doing some shit.
Yeah.
Shoko even. Like,
Gojo would have shut down that whole...
He talked to the two worst people. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Habari, like, even Nanami could have been, like, busted his balls a bit. And
been very serious about it, what he's saying. Like, but that's very dangerous when you say that.
No, I think Nanami could have reached him, too, because he's smart and no nonsense.
Yeah.
But, dude, well, yeah, Nanami loses Habari. He loses his friend, and that causes him to quit. Yeah. So that was one of the last straws, is losing Habari.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. This nice kid who did not deserve to die. And because Gojo was, like, busy doing something else, they sent those two off to a cursed spirit that was way too powerful for them.
Right.
Oh, yeah, and it's not Gojo's fault, but I think he enjoyed being the big cheese. So that's where a lot of
really enjoyed it.
That's where a lot of Gojo's guilt comes from, is that he started to get really, really arrogant, and
he was feeling himself,
and he wasn't keeping track of his friend.
Yeah,
you know? And when Geto he's brought on this mission to a small hick. I think they say hick. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
A small town.
They definitely said that.
Small village even. There are these two young girls who have cursed techniques. They can use magic. And the townsfolk, or the villagers, they're like treating them like they're demons, and it's their fault that everything bad has happened in the village.
Right.
And they have them locked up in a cage.
That's right. And
Geto tries to, like, be chill and try to talk to the people, and he's like, no, that's not true. No, you're wrong. And then finally he says, hey, can we talk outside for a second? And we find out that he slaughtered hundreds of people.
Yeah. And then the two kids are kind of just there and witnessing all of it, I think.
Yep. But those are the girls who show up in JJK0 and who love him.
Geto's raised these kids.
Yeah.
If it's from, I'm putting the pieces together. I'm assuming that's the case.
What I want to talk about next, this might be a heavy topic for us. We can do it, though.
Sure.
So I'm usually the type of guy who says that it's toxic to take male friendship and always assume that there's, like, a romantic layer to it.
Male friendship and assume.
So sometimes in pop culture, fans will ship characters together.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Very
and say,
popular.
you know, I wish these two were dating. Like, and they'll like say that it's secret subtext in the story, and it's not.
Sure.
And I'm usually not on the train of, like, you know, the author secretly wants us to think that they're together or whatever. But I got to tell you, you may think I'm crazy. Well, I want to hear your opinion about this.
Let me hear.
I think Gege Akutami wanted to create a story that was resonant to everyone. Didn't want to, like, he's not a romance author.
Sure.
And he's not trying to push any sort of, you know, what do I want to say?
Yeah, there's a word for it too.
Yeah, he knows that it's not his space to, like, show a romance either for, like, men and women or for other people. But
right.
In my mind, Gojo and Geto, they loved each other, and it's a romantic thing.
Okay.
I think it makes the story better and
stronger.
Yeah, and I think it adds to it. So I'm not a big fan of, like, just because two guys are cute or two, you know, women are cute,
automatically
you force, you know,
you force the relationship,
you force meanings that weren't actually part of the text.
Right.
I think it's part of the text. After Riko passes away, Riko was almost like a surrogate, like, child for them. Yeah. And the way they both handle that, like, pain, and the only way they can heal is Geto adopts two girls and Gojo adopts Megami.
Yo,
isn't that crazy?
I didn't think about the youth adoption piece.
It's so plainly in front of us.
Wow,
like, it gives me chills. No,
that's crazy. Yeah, you're right. That's how they dealt with it.
And Geto, like, we both noticed that after he decides to go on the path of eradicating all non-sorcerers, he looks happier.
Face is happier. Eyes are bigger, by the way.
Yeah, bigger, and his skin looks better. He's getting more sleep, it seems like.
Hair is
after
different.
He just killed his parents.
Yeah.
And he thinks that he's on the right path. And
even goes to wearing traditional garb.
You're right. Oh my God. He looks like a more normal guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Gojo, when he finds out that he killed hundreds of people and killed his parents.
Yep.
The acting, the facial acting, the character acting is incredible.
It's really good.
And Gojo's, he reacts very realistically, where it's not like he's just sad.
He's furious.
He's pissed, and he's yelling at the principal and saying, "You're lying." And
it's a very youthful thing to be like, "That's bullshit."
But the scene where they go to the crowded Tokyo streets or whatever, that's a breakup scene, you know?
It really is.
It's a breakup. Like,
shoot me.
Yeah, go ahead. And he says at least that would be that would have a point to it. Because that's all Geto cares about is things having a point. Like
yeah.
He would have not minded if Gojo killed him.
No, he wouldn't give a shit.
Part. He was saying, like, just,
do it.
Do it. It's going to have a point to it. You think I'm wrong.
Right. Finish it off.
But I think he knew that Gojo couldn't do it also.
Yeah.
But I think also he probably doesn't realize it, but a lot of his new happiness probably comes from having a family again, having those girls.
The 2 adoption, because honestly, he didn't even have to do that. He could have ended up just killing the 2 kids, or he could have just left the 2 kids.
And freed them from the cage, but then said, hey, go to, this Jujutsu underground gang.
Yeah.
Because he does
sold them off.
Sold them off. Well, he wouldn't do that. That's the thing. He thinks he's a nice guy. He's getting rid of all the non-sorcerers because they're dragging down the evolution of these higher beings.
Sure.
He's like he says to Yuta, it's like the most powerful thing in the universe is halting its evolution because of these lesser beings. And
I've heard that sentiment in many different forms in different places.
Yeah.
Particularly from the X-Men side of things with Magneto and Professor X. Mm-hmm. Their conflict is very similar in that way.
Yeah.
Where you have Professor X who believes in the unity of the 2.
Yeah.
And then you have Magneto who believes that they are the superior race. Because, if you look on paper, these things on paper, this is why it's brilliant. Because the stuff on paper makes sense.
Yeah.
We are superior to them. Why are we bending over to keep them existing?
Just a huge pain, yeah.
Yeah, like what's the point of that?
Mutant supremacy.
Yeah.
Yes. And sorcerer supremacy.
Yes.
Here. It's really a heartbreaking scene. Gojo, Geto doesn't turn around for a bit and just, plainly defends or plainly explains his actions.
Yep.
Does not defend what he did, but he thinks he's in the moral right. He says, listen, if I didn't kill my parents, then I would be making exceptions. Plus, they're not my family anymore. And so he's totally moved on from all of his attachments.
And Gojo, I think, internally knew, because they've had this conversation. Yeah. This is not a new conversation.
Yeah, and also he knows that, he's lost him.
I think that's the piece. The piece is the separation was the last. You were the glue that was keeping him
probably
in that space, and when that was removed, you really fed into this whole I'm the strong,
the honored one.
Yeah, I'm the honored one. I'm the strong one. I don't need to be by anybody.
And it's all Toji's fault.
Yeah, man.
It's all Toji's fault.
Yeah. The pain went back. Went back at them.
Unresolved childhood trauma comes out and it hurts other people. Hurt people.
Exactly, simply said.
We just got to create a little montage of all this stuff and just keep repeating, hurt people over it.
Look at what happens.
That shot of him stabbing Gojo, we just go, hurt people.
Yeah, do little flashbacks.
Yeah. No, let's see. Okay. No, so what was I going to say?
I think the episode ends.
Gojo meets Megumi.
Yep.
And talks to him for a bit, and he's trying his best. He doesn't know how to talk to a kid.
No, he's not there yet.
But I was going to say just really quickly about Gojo, and the writing on this is so great because it's not like they're saying Gojo and him have never seen each other since that horrible event.
No, they've seen each other, yeah.
Like even when Habari mentions that he'll bring back sweets for Geto after his trip, he says, yeah, you should bring some sweets because Gojo loves sweets. Like, I think what happened is they probably saw each other less often and probably kept things pretty...
There's
distance between them where it's like they're just kind of seeing each other every so often.
They go and see each other. They have the same conversation every time.
Gojo tells him what he's been up to. Like, I just slayed this special grade over here. It was so easy. Check out this thing I can do.
Right. Yeah. I'm still helping people, by the way, though. Like, he's trying to... I think Gojo's trying to sell him on... Because this is similar to the Magneto and Professor X thing. I'm trying to sell you on what I'm doing over here and, like, how it's benefiting people. Yeah. I'm coming to you and saying, like, here, these are the things I'm doing. I'm training these kids. Yeah. Geto also is doing the exact same thing, honestly, from his angle. He's like, I have my own crew too. I got the 2 girls that are grown up. I've been he's not saying this in the show. This is me kind of having a made up conversation that they're having back and forth with each other between the years. Like, okay. Yeah, this is not something that we actually watched.
I was talking about when they when they were starting to get separated at the school.
Like, sure. Oh, you're saying like when they were younger and getting more separated. Yeah. And I'm kind of speaking more to general, like the aftermath.
Yeah. No, they're both on their own paths. Both have their own kids. But it's just crazy that Gojo is adopting the kid of the guy who he nearly got killed by. And who he then killed,
He doesn't seem like he feels anything about it.
I know. He has no, like, he feels awkward about it because when he walks up to Megumi and Megumi turns around and has a grouchy look on his face, Gojo has one of the most iconic reaction shots in anime history where he goes, like, what the fuck? And he says, sorry, you just look like him is all. And then it shows, like, a cartoonized version of Toji over Gojo's shoulder.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
He's like freaked out because he looks just like him. And he says, my issue. Anyway.
My issue. Anyway.
And there's one moment where he's about to say, anyway, you're probably wondering what happened to your father. Well, I killed... And then...
cuts him off. He's like, I don't care.
Megumi goes, I don't care. Yeah. He hasn't been home. He hasn't brought back the milk. Yeah. And he's... So I think that Megumi was a really bad dad. Or sorry, take 2. Take 7. I think Megumi's dad was a bad dad.
Yeah, he was, obviously, because, when you have somebody who's living with this failure, bestowed onto him that says, like, oh, you're nothing. Mm-hmm. And you have kids. You have this, like, you know what? Imposter syndrome.
Yep.
He's heavy imposter syndrome.
Yep. Yeah, where he's like, yeah, it's a heavenly restriction, but that's the only reason why I'm so strong and so so fast, and it's a cheat. He thinks he's cheating.
Thinks he's cheating. Because it's not congruent with.
We get the show, man.
Mm-hmm, it's not congruent. Good times, but this is good writing, man. This is good writing because you're able to dig deep into the character. I didn't think that the show would be able to provide me with that type of stuff.
That's why I love this arc, because so much of the great character moments and great writing, it's not on the dialogue page, it's not in the script. It's in the facial expressions. It's in the posturing and in the way one guy who's in the sky comes down to the ground to show respect. Mm-hmm. It's in the soundtrack, which, by the way, season 1 it had 3 different composers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then for season 2, they said, let's take this one composer from season 1, whose name is Yoshimasa Terui. Mm-hmm. And they knocked the score out of the park for season 2.
For sure.
The main theme of the arc, Hidden Inventory, is a jazz drum solo.
Thank you for mentioning this. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning this. You, dude. The jazz is so key, man.
There's jazz. There's a little bit of synth in the score. Mm-hmm. A lot of organic instrumentation. In season 1, there was a mix of some of the more organic stuff, and then out of nowhere, there'd be like a rock tune, and then there'd be like electronic music. Yeah. It didn't have an identity. That's why I didn't realize the same composer was a part of season 1 because they had 2 other guys too.
Kind of mixing and matching the music.
I don't like that. I think you could make that work if they were all working together, but it sounds like they were all doing their own thing.
It's similar to like I think an artist that is more locked in with one producer versus having a bunch of other producers. Not that you can't. You can do both well. It's just that I notice when an artist does one producer through the whole project, it's much more concise.
It's not like there's a right way or a wrong way.
Right, thank you.
Like, there's great albums that have multiple producers.
Absolutely.
And I think there's probably great anime that have multiple composers. But for JJK season 1, I think it comes across as emblematic of what I don't like about season 1, which is a lot of different vibes, a lot of different like tones that they don't merge together. Season 2, or at least this arc, the tones merge together. Like every few minutes, it seems like the tone changes.
Right.
In season 2.
Right.
And yet it's like a waterfall, and the tone you brace for it, and then it goes down, and it happens so gradually that it's like a perfect transition. So it flows.
Right.
Gojo making a weird face when Megumi turns around is hilarious. Then he starts getting serious and tells him that his like sister, who Megumi calls his sister, he's like, is she going to be happy if we go to the Zenin clan? And he goes, absolutely not. It's like the most serious Gojo has ever been.
Yeah.
He says that, by the way.
Yeah.
Because women especially have a hard time with the Zenin clan, it seems like. So
yeah, the Zenin clan is just, what I gathered from the Zenin clan is that...
Good guys.
Real good guys.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, real good guys, salt of the earth. Obviously, it's top tier of the clan. No, they're this is kind of like a traditional puritanical clan that just
clan.
Yeah, traditional clan man. Definitely traditional clan man. I'm really into that. I just. This is what happens with the non-evolution in thought.
Yeah, agreed.
Like you gotta anyway. So I'm interested to see what more is described about this clan and see them slip on some more landmines, if you will.
They'll be coming back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
Gojo will be back.
Yes, the god Gojo himself.
This is actually Gojo's last episode. He doesn't appear again for the rest of the show.
You know what's funny? So, just to wind this out, I think so I've watched all the things. I've watched up until this arc,
the end of the premature death arc.
Yeah, and
episode.
I still don't think Gojo is my favorite, but I think he's top 3 for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll see.
The show's ending. I'm sorry.
You'll see.
No, I think Gojo is dope, and he's super powerful. But I like the more quirky. I mean, Gojo's quirky too, but
bro's high.
I like Nanami. I like Yuki. I like Todo. I like the panda.
Well.
Who else? I mean, I love all of them, really.
Yeah, the show has no shortage of great characters. I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the times you watch an anime and there's this one guy on screen or gal on screen,
and you're in love.
Well, I was going to say the opposite. There's sometimes there are those characters where you're just watching a wallpaper.
Sure.
Someone who's just kind of there. Tien. No, I'm just kidding. That's harsh. That's harsh.
Tien's fun in the beginning of the show. Yeah. Yeah, Chaozu.
Little Chaozu.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he's like 24 in the Saiyan saga, and Tien is 28, I think, and he's like holding him like a little baby. There's a streamer.
Stature.
There's a streamer named Black Bulma who is like, how old is this guy? What the fuck? Why are you holding him like a little baby? She was funny.
He's used to that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
There's a great video of Mike Tyson. He meets a little person, and he doesn't realize it's a little person.
Of course not.
He genuinely thinks it's like a toddler.
That's right. I actually saw this clip. It's there was like a famous
horrible
Russian little person.
Yeah. He's just playing.
He thinks he's a kid,
and the guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he punches him. I think, if memory serves, he punches Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson just laughs.
I think he did try to punch him, or maybe hit him.
And Mike Tyson he thinks it's a kid. So he's just laughing, laughing.
You should hit him in the jaw, I think it was.
Oh my God.
So funny, though. I do remember that clip. That is really pretty great.
And it relates to JJ.
JJK.
Relates to JJK.
In every single way.
And Gojo Geto.
Gojo Geto.
Gojo Geto. No, so anyway, let's find a way to end this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Gojo will be your favorite character. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I do think he's fly. I think he's a great character. And like I said, he's top 3.
Okay, let me break it down for you.
You're going to break down all the ways.
Just kidding.
Let me count the ways.
I'm breaking down why this is one of my favorite arcs and also why Gojo is one of my favorite characters.
Got you.
Why I love the hidden inventory and the premature death story.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of gone into it, but for me, it is the fact that it's about trauma. And the fact that one bad day can absolutely change someone for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And how unresolved trauma can hurt other people.
Exponentially.
This chain of events that is happening because of Toji is disastrous for everyone. Everyone in Jujutsu High is impacted by this. It's crazy.
He basically made everyone feel his pain.
Yeah. And it's not their fault. Like, that's the thing. It's like, he should have taken that energy and either tried to improve the world or try to, like, fight against the Zenin clan.
Yeah, destroy the clan.
And instead, he believes their words and believes the sorcery hierarchy, says, I'm just going to fuck everything up, you know?
Yeah, I don't belong here.
Make money so I can waste it betting. That's the thing. When he got that money, he was just going to fucking throw it away gambling anyway.
It's really unfortunate.
Depressing shit. So I love that. I love that there is a lot of warmth because JJK, at its worst, it's not a very warm show.
Yeah, I would say so.
It can feel pretty cold. Like, I got pretty frustrated that it didn't seem like they cared about each other until halfway through season 1.
Right, exactly.
It got really weird where it's like, do these guys not care that Yuji died?
I don't feel the synergy between them.
And then when you rewatch, you go, oh, they did try, but it just didn't work.
It didn't land, yeah.
But they figured it out halfway through. But in this arc, these are people who, regardless of if they're dating or not, or if they're meant to be a romantic couple, they care about each other. They love each other, whatever way love you want to take it.
Right.
But because there's all sorts of love. We're coming off of Valentine's Day right now.
We are.
I want to be clear. Romantic love is not the only love that matters in life. And this story could be a romantic one. It could be non-romantic. But either way,
it's a love story.
It is a love story. Yeah. And,
it is a love story.
That's nice.
Straight.
Yeah.
Straight. Not straight.
Straight.
Straight meaning like...
Heterosexual.
Heterosexual, traditional man.
Gojo had a female pop idol on his phone, so that means he's totally straight.
Totally straight. He has
bisexuality is not a thing in Jujutsu.
It's not real.
That's not Jujutsu. That's a good Geto.
No, I guess what I mean, plainly put, it is a love story.
Yeah. I mean, Riko says to her mother figure, you know, what'd she say? She says, I loved you and I always have, you know, and I always will. And it's love from all sorts of places. Again, the animation for it is I think some of the best I've ever seen.
Chef kiss.
The character like reactions and character facial acting, as we've said, is phenomenal. Music. When I first heard that jazz drum solo, I could not believe it, dude.
A la Cowboy, man. Cowboy Bebop jazz. Like, that's the vibe that I got when I first heard the fast jazz. Because Cowboy Bebop has a lot of that in it's,
I almost sent it to you.
Yeah, the music.
I tried really hard not to.
Because I'm not going to do it.
That's going to cause your algorithm to show you the scenes.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Smart.
I'm always thinking.
Indeed.
Always thinking about Gojo.
Indeed. Yeah, always Gojo.
And why is Gojo one of my favorite characters?
Yes.
It's actually because of the reasons he used to frustrate me. It's because he is not perfect.
Yeah.
He is a complete mess in his personal life. And there's a phrase called absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yes.
And this is a guy who has absolute power and actually refuses to let it corrupt him.
Yeah.
And he pushes
back against it.
He does it by being like aloof and kind of goofy, but then also like the limitless technique, he can turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that people have said, but he turns it off so he can hug his students. Yeah.
What is the issue with him touching them with that?
Limitless, remember, it slows people down so they can't touch him. Like they actually can't physically get a hold of him. Yes, but amazing, he can turn it off. And so when like Yuji and Nobara are excited about going to Tokyo, and Yuji jumps on Gojo and hugs him, and like it's like Gojo had to turn off his technique so he could do that.
That is so funny to me.
But I think he's a very lonely guy. Like, I haven't finished the series, but it seems like being so at the top of the food chain or whatever.
Just like being at the top of anything.
So powerful that people are scared of him even being in the area.
Yeah.
Like, he's lonely. Like, that's why he wants to make the world a better place by teaching the next generation, because he knows that if he kills the higher-ups, it accomplishes nothing. And it's funny, he just took Geto's line. It accomplishes nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does it, then people go, "Oh, that's Gojo for you. That's a once in a lifetime strongest sorcerer in the modern age, whatever." Yeah. But if a whole group of students says, "We need to make changes. Let's talk to the higher ups and let's work together," that's a positive change. Like, that's something that he can do. But
I'm just seeing the show now in my head from season 1 and his actions and how they correlate with his past.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too long in it. I think we'll talk about it more as we watch, or as I continue to watch season 2, but I can see how he created this new trio and where that vision comes from, and how he wants them to kind of stick together, and he's looking back at what happened and how that destroyed what happened with them, and so he's trying to make a facsimile of that whole thing. So that's really great to see. So he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a kind of a messy professor. Like, he's not a very good teacher.
He's learning trying. As he. Thank you. He's learning as he. No, that's exactly what.
He's a young guy.
Yeah,
he's in his early 20s.
That's right. He's still very young. He's not that old.
Yeah. So he's trying his best. And he's not many people can understand him.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing about him and Yuji is they're the same type of chaos.
Yeah.
Same type of simplistic, chaotic type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Until Gojo takes off his blindfold, and then all of a sudden, you better run.
He's locked in.
He's a scary guy.
Mm-hmm. He's locked in.
But yeah, give him a chance.
No, I fuck with him.
You have been.
I fuck with Gojo.
I love him, and but I hope I explained why I love him. It's because to do a TLDR, it's because he's kind of a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
But he tries to prevent himself from becoming corrupted by all his power. And
he realizes that is what makes him human.
Yeah.
And so if you remove that, he will just sit in power and yeah. I was going to say something very crude, but I don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah, but you will sit in power and drown in it, basically.
Yep.
So
yeah, I think it takes a special person to not let power corrupt them and be so self-aware that they make themselves into a bit of a clown. Like, think about it. The students aren't scared of him. Utahime isn't scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
The higher-ups think they can order him around. He lets people order him around.
He allows them to do what they will to maintain his humanity and his relatability. Because
that's more important instead of like trying to force his will onto them, even though he could.
Yeah, he could just sit above everyone and just be like, well, you're going to do what I want to do.
The only time he threatens the higher-ups is when they say, hey, if Yuta brings out Rika again, I think it's Reika.
Mm-hmm. No, Rika.
Mm-hmm. And if he brings her out again, we'll sentence him to death right away. And he goes, just so you know, if you go against Yuta, then I'll side with him. And, so that's the only time he threatens them.
He really just, he plays with people in that way.
He says, as I said, no one has the right to take the youth away from the young.
He cares about the kids.
He cares about the kids.
And if he cares about the kids, I fuck with him.
He's like Michael Jackson in that, you know what? No.
He's like Mike.
Yeah, and that he's always talking about his childhood. And
that too.
His lost childhood. Sorry.
Have you seen my child?
Sorry, that's one of my favorite Michael.
The slow song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, it's really good.
Have you seen my child?
Mm-hmm, it's good.
All right, that's it. Beep.
We've really
ends the episode.
Yeah, that's it. We crossed the threshold. I'm excited to see more of season 2.
One of my favorite arcs in anime history
The Shibuya
and herstory.
incident.
Oh, I was talking about this.
Oh.
This is one of my favorite arcs in anime history and
Yes.
herstory. However, the arc that follows it is also one of my favorite arcs.
Yeah, because you've mentioned before that was like that was pivotal.
It is.
Pivotal
And
stuff.
it's totally different genre than this.
Which is very interesting to see.
It is a shonen spectacle. And it's an embarrassment of high quality animation cuts, intense drama, darkness. It gets really bleak.
Sure.
And like body horror, horrific stuff happens. Like
I'm excited for it.
It's a dark arc.
Dark arc indeed. I'm excited for it, man. I'm super excited.
All right.
So I'll be informing the listeners as I'm going through it, and we'll hear more. We'll hear more talk, more Gojo talk.
More Gojo. We'll see if you like him.
Yeah.
If you don't,
I'll just throw the whole show away.
Akira, bye-bye.
Akira bye slide.
That's the new title of the show. And maybe we'll do some talk about the Shibuya incident.
Absolutely, definitely.
But 17 episodes, and we had a hard enough time talking about 5 episodes, so
yeah,
maybe we won't do
No, it won't be a full breakdown.
Akira Slide presents, but
the Shibuya incident.
Yes. All right, you can follow us on Instagram at dermot.akiraslide. It's my little social media account for both the music and the pod. You can. I think that's the only thing I do now is Instagram.
Yeah. We do post on YouTube as well.
Oh, right.
You can find us there.
You can find us on all the pod platforms, as you know, because you're listening to this right now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Instagram, dermot.akiraslide.
This is being bootlegged, actually.
Damn it, you brought the bootlegs back.
There you go.
Follow us on Instagram. We're going to post images related to the episodes. And
oh, that's right.
Hug your kids.
Hug your wives.
Just be grateful for what you got, because you never know when some muscle-bound himbo,
man,
with no cursed energy, jujutsu, monkey,
touched by the heavens.
Touched by the heavens is good. Yeah, you don't know when he's going to come into your life and just make a mockery of you.
Get some help.
Truthfully.
Also get some help.
It makes Michael Jordan.
Stop it.
Get some help.
That's
a good way to end. All right, we'll see you next week with a traditional man episode.
Hasta.
Traditional anime episode. All right.
There you go.
Good night.